With heavy rains and floods across the country, let's take a look at how the roads are, especially in KwaZulu-Natal, where many roads washed away. Rob Byrne now joins us with the latest traffic updates. A very good afternoon to you, Rob. We had heard that fewer people might actually be deciding to travel down to KZN, of course, with all the devastation that's happening. So one wonders, in terms of traffic volumes, have they indeed started to peak, though, heading towards KZN? Or what are you seeing as compared to what would generally be happening on a day like this?
Yeah, thanks. What we're seeing is the reverse of that. We thought that there might be a bit of a stay away as well. What we're seeing is an enormous influx of holidaymakers into a regional disaster zone, and the traffic is just an absolute nightmare. Have a look at the graphics on the screen here. The red line is the N2. It's now backed up. I've just checked my live screen. It's now backed up from the M7 Bluff exit all the way down basically to the bottom of Prospect, and that's about a 2-hour trip time to get through there. Let's just run the video, and you can see the traffic on the N2 heading down from the cement factory down through Chatsworth, Umlazi, into Prospect. It's just not moving. You'll be lucky to get from the back of that queue to the front of it in 2 hours. That is a really significant backlog because, of course, it is a regional disaster zone. Or a provincial disaster zone. We've got floods. That N2 still has mudslides from this week's rain on it and lane closures. So in other parts of KZN, we've still got roads that are washed away. They're still not there. So you may be driving to a holiday destination and you get in the middle of nowhere and you have to turn around. So it's absolutely crazy what we're witnessing on the roads. Here's, don't take my word for it. Here's a motorist, Sakili Klamini, who's stuck in the middle of it, saying, yeah, about 2 hours. He's been on the N2 in that Prospecting area down by the old airport. It is absolutely a disaster on the roads with traffic just not moving. The other issue that we're watching is up around the Mshlali area. Now, this is the Mshlali River Bridge on the N2 that also sustained some really significant damage. So what you've got, one direction closed, you've got both directions sharing one lane, and that's absolutely chaotic. And of course, you've got the extra holiday volume in. Now, we've been tracking delays in excess of 2 hours, close to 2.5 to 3 hours going north towards Mpangeni and Richards Bay. And of course, not only is the N2 restricted, but the side road, the alternative R102, is closed at areas like Compensation and Shuckers Kraal because bridges and roadways have just been washed away. So motorists are being forced to sit on that N2. It really is dreadful, and hopefully you will heed the advice and stay away. You don't need to be stuck in that. In Durban and the surrounds, certainly don't need any more traffic in the mix. And keep this in mind, all of that traffic that we showed you going south to Prospect, and on Monday it's going to turn around and come back into an N2 that's also sunk near the Umkomaas area. So that's closed going back to Durban, and the R102 with some damage around the Umkomaas River Bridge as well. And that alternative route also being closed. So what we're seeing today is absolute chaos. It's going to be perhaps even a touch worse coming back on the Monday. Flo, back to you.
All right. Thanks very much to you, Rob, for that update.